So for a while now, I've been wanting to make one of these sort of video analysis of games I really like. But I never really knew what game I wanted to do. For a while, I thought I wanted to do Silent Hill 2. But up until recently, I finally found the game I wanted to do one of these on. It's a game very special to me. It's a game I would deem as my favorite game of all time. And if you know me, you know what game it's going to be.
The statistical analysis. It's so beautiful.
So, to be completely honest, back in the day of me still playing Fortnite, probably like 2023, 2024, 2022, I called this game a walking simulator. I'm like, who in their right mind would ever want to play this game? And this game looks like the worst thing I've ever seen. Who wants to deliver packages? What loser would play this? I had played Metal Gear Solid 2, and I had finished Metal Gear Solid 3. So I told myself, okay, this Kojima guy, he knows what he's doing. So I decided to pick up Death Stranding for my PS4. So back in like February, I finished it, and it was one of the greatest games or things I've ever seen. So fast forward to July, Death Stranding 2 has already released, and I'm pretty bummed out I can't get to experience this masterpiece, the sequel to my favorite game of all time. A game that I've already saying is going to be my favorite game once I get to play it. So in my mind I think, okay, Death Stranding Director's Cut is on sale on the Xbox. What if I just buy that to try to pass the time? And it did not help. It's only made it worse, I think. I've never felt so genuinely connected and attached to a fictional world before in my entire life. When I say these characters mean something to me, I mean it. The writing, their personalities, their story, everything just felt so real to me. It felt so genuine, and it felt so tragic. It was to a point that I teared up to a Death Stranding 2 edit, and it wasn't even a good one. It was kind of mid, and I just realized how much I love these characters and how much this game kind of meant to me. Now let's talk about the gameplay. While it can be boring at the beginning, once you start to connect with more facilities and just get to meet more of these characters, you'll get more structures, more items to help you fight these mules, or, to traverse this land and admire the beauty of the world that was crafted. A lot of the gameplay shines in meeting new people, meeting new characters that you can get attached to, making more deliveries to get more items to help you along your journey. Another shining part of this gameplay loop is the structures and the items that you can get from other people online that you may never meet in your entire life, but they'll help you along your way, and you can help others too. Once you place down a structure or put anything in a shared locker, or even put down a little sign, it will end up in another person's world, and that's where the connection comes from. What you do leads a path for another person. Another part I really liked are the boss fights. The boss fight with Higgs will always live in my mind. The little Mortal Kombat-esque fight at the end was actually amazing. Cliff's battlefields were also some of the most creative fights I've ever seen in games. And it had me wondering at times, isn't this game about delivering packages? I've never seen my Amazon delivery driver fight a guy in World War II. I could be wrong though. I'm not an Amazon delivery man. The characters are my favorite thing about this game. They are so beautifully written. It brought tears to my eyes. Even minor characters like Deadman felt so special to me, and I want to see more of him in Death Stranding 2. I love these characters, and I really hope they're in the sequel. Even Die Hard Man felt like such a good character, even though he had so little to do in the game. It feels like he was just this boogeyman for half of the game, and then a fraud for the rest. And then the final cutscene that he was in, him breaking down his apology, it felt so real. It felt so emotional. It felt so impactful, and it was one of the best scenes in the game. And I really hope to see his character continue. Maybe past the whatever he does in Death Stranding 2. I'm not gonna touch on that one right now. But If you know what I mean, I think you know what I mean. But seeing people like Higgs, like Sam, like Cliff, they felt so inspirational to me. Seeing Sam grow as a man, grow to become more connected, seeing Higgs have the more broken side of him, seeing him more as a human rather than the god he likes to portray himself as. Seeing Fragile overcome her, affliction, it felt so real to me, and it felt like there's so much being taught in this game. That is another thing I want to touch on. The topics in this game were covered so well. There's so many arguments to say what this game is talking about. One of my favorite scenes, at the end of the game when Sam is talking to Die Hardman. Sam says we need a president that isn't invincible and has a fear of death like us. It feels like it has so much correlation with the world around us. Like, everyone wants to be invincible, immortal, but is that really the best thing for a leader? To be invincible or immortal? Because then how do they really care about the lives of others if they're just going to watch them die anyways? The ideas that Kojima introduces throughout his games are generational. The AI in Metal Gear Solid 2, and especially in Death Stranding 2, the idea of isolation, coming out right before the COVID-19 pandemic. It felt like it was almost predicting the future. Everyone had their own little bunker. The way everybody separated. The way life just kind of halted and everybody hunkered down in their own little forts. Kojima is truly the Shakespeare of our generation. Except if Shakespeare liked to scan people's feet for some odd reason. Everything in this game just felt so impactful and such a big reflection of the world around us to me that I felt moved by it. It is actually one of my favorite pieces of fiction of all time. It's a game that's not for everyone. Sometimes you don't want to see Norman Reedus with a baby that isn't alive or dead, stuck in a pod, trying to run away from these weird ghosts. While for some reason Joel from The Last of Us tries to stop you. Some people don't like the walking and delivering aspect of the game. So it's a masterpiece that people are going to miss out on, and that might be okay. It could be a lesson to us. We need more patience. We need to see the bigger picture. But if anything, I can say it is the most diverse story writing I've ever seen in my life. And that weirdness is the best part of it. You're never going to see Ubisoft do something like Kojima does. Kojima does it right. He makes these weird and new ideas that work so well for the writing and the story he's trying to tell. He's not here to make quick money. He's here to make art that he can enjoy and that others can enjoy. He's here to make stories that last, that can stand the test of time and still hold up. That is why I truly love Kojima and his works, especially Death Stranding. It's a game about humanity and how we need to come together, or else we're going to be stuck somewhere forever, alone. So, enough with my gushing over this game. I just wanted to come out and give a honest review of it, about the stick versus the rope, to push someone away or pull someone towards you, to create bonds even if it hurts when they go away, to enjoy life to its fullest, even though there are times you trip and fall. That is ultimately the central theme of Death Stranding. And while I can't recommend it to everyone, I will recommend it to everyone, because it's a game that everybody should try. No matter what type of game you play, it is something that everyone should play, or at least try. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm really looking forward to doing more of these type of videos. This one's a little different just because it was mostly me glazing and yapping. So I hope you can forgive me for that one. But if you want me to do a full in-depth analysis of Death Stranding, I can definitely do that. Or if you want me to do a review of a different game, I can do that. So I hope y'all enjoyed, and I hope you can have something to take away from this video. Until next time, keep on keeping on.